Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Super excited that you're here and that I'm here today. Uploading a little later than I usually do today, partially in part because work was super busy and I worked a little later than I would have wanted to, but also because I was implementing some really cool features into a week at the card shop today. So this is, I think, our 8th or 9th edition of the DevLog, so 8th today. So I'm really thrilled to see you back. So let me go ahead and jump in and get started. So all this is the same. Yesterday, I implemented the basics of an item feature. Have this here buy item button that will not pop up all the time, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And right now there's 3 items implemented. So I'm going to take a second and demonstrate all of them. So for passive income, it's gain $1 each day. This increases by $1 every day. So when I click the end day button and go over it, you'll see today we gained 2 and the total is 2. Let's watch that one more time. Right now we're at 998. So today, because it's day 3, we gained 3, and now we're at 1001, and the total's 5. So the next item is coupon. Let's go ahead and take that. And this one is each day your first pack is free. So you enter and we'll notice that all of these packs are free. Even when we shuffle, that effect still stays. So I buy a pack, I get my cards, and I go to buy another pack, and the pack is free. The packs are no longer free. But if I leave the card shop and the day, and I go back, they're free again. And the last one, there's not really a good way to show unless I did things hundreds of times. That's the marketing degree. Go ahead and take the item. And this one says cards are 10% more likely to sell each day. So when you post your cards online, there's some chance currently that they will sell. And this increases that by a flat 10%. I don't know if in the final iteration of this game or even the next couple, I'll keep it up to chance whether or not cards will sell because it adds so much variability to the cards. And it would make effects like any of the if sold with X gives X more way less consistent. And I don't want my players to feel like they got unlucky, so they lost. So that's something I'll think about. But right now, that one also works. So those are kind of big changes for today. I created the system to implement item effects. And that took a lot of thinking and finding out ways to make it so these effects don't only work for these items, but whenever I make an item with an effect, I have a framework in which I can input those new items in their active effects. I also put these tooltips in, which are really helpful. And lastly, I also fixed a bug in the new day function or the end day function where it wasn't properly calculating which decks won or lost. It was giving like a placeholder variable. So the next thing I want to talk about is the imagined game flow, because right now we see all these buttons and all these things on the screen. And most of that's for testing purposes. The idea is someone opens up the game, they go to the startup screen, the new gamer continues screen, it takes them to the card shop, and it's going to have an enter screen and a calendar screen button. Enter takes them into the card shop where they're going to buy packs. Calendar will be kind of like this quit menu here, but it will include some information. It'll include information about when special events are happening. So when folks go to the card selection screen, they'll be able to buy a certain amount of packs per day. And that's something I need to think through and will come out in balancing. And then after the pack selection screen and they get their new cards, sometimes there will be a special event. So they can 3 or 4 days into a week. For example, there may be a tournament where people will have an opportunity to trade or an item sale. Then it takes them to the binder where they can list cards online, and then back to a new day where it starts over. And this will loop for some amount of days until a player either wins the game and meets their goal or fails to meet one of the weekly or sooner goals. Next on the docket for this project is creating a trade function skeleton that can be built out over time, implementing some card effects and kind of building a framework like I did for the items today. Add more packs, add more items, and then the really, really hard work begins of thinking through the balance of the game. And how do you make it challenging but fun? But as I'm going and balancing things, I really look forward to being able to one day share a demo with you all. So it's not me sitting and playing the game 1,000 times in a row. I really appreciate all of the support so far, folks watching and sharing. One other thing that I was able to do these past couple of days is I built a Twitter account, AWAT Card Shop, so a week at the card shop, a Facebook page, a week at the card shop, and a subreddit. So if you don't normally frequent YouTube, please go and follow my accounts on platforms that you use more commonly. Thank you so much once again for watching. I really appreciate having you alongside this journey with me. And I hope you all have really good days.